Welcome everyone to the 3-day International Virtual Workshop on Researching, Writing and Publishing, jointly organized by CAP Common Trust, Lavender Literary Club, and Malaysia Industrial Relations and Human Resource Association, Malaysia. Today is the final day of this 3-day workshop. Today we have two speakers. The first speaker is Dr. Balakrishna Parasuraman, sir, Professor Human Resource Management and Labor Relations, Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University, Malaysia, Kelantan, and President, Mirra, Malaysia. And our second speaker is Dr. Katharina Thomas, Academic Lecturer, Lim Kok Keng University of Creative Technology, Malaysia. And also I invite the students of Dr. Balakrishna Parasuraman, sir, for this workshop. And our first speaker, Professor Dr. Balakrishna Parasuraman, sir, Human Resource Management and Labor Relations. Professor Dr. Balakrishna Parasuraman is a professor of Management, HR, Industrial Relations at the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University, Malaysia, Kelantan. He is a member of the International Honor Societies of the International Employment and Labor Relations Associations, based on Geneva, Switzerland. Malaysia Institute of HRM and International Employment Relations Association, Sydney, Australia. He received the Global HR Award 2009 from the World HRD Advisory Council. He was adjudged as an outstanding PhD researcher at University of Wollongong, Australia in 2004. A recipient of the Visiting Research Fellow at the Center of Asia Pacific and Social Transformation, Faculty of Commerce, University of Wollongong and University of Indonesia in 2010. He is a popular choice as an interviewee by TV and radio stations to give opinions on HR-related issue in global or local perspective. His academic and industry and community experience. He has 26 years of experience in university. He has 17 years experience in University Malaysia, and he has 9 years of experience in University Malaysia, Kelantan. And he has been published 18 books and more than 200 articles. Now I hand over this section to you, sir. The session is yours.
Okay, first of all, can you hear me? Gino? Can you hear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Please
yes.
continue.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, thanks to Gino to be a moderator for this evening. And also I'd like to thank especially to Dr. Frank Jason, who is the president of Lavender Literature Club based in India. And also Camp Comorin, President, Dr. Regina. And of course, I'd like to thanks to all the participants and also speaker, Dr. Katrina from another private university from Malaysia, Lim Kok Keng University, and also participant, especially from India. And I think today, a very special day. I invited all my second year students. You can see a lot of students. They name all beautiful names. You can see Noor Amira, Noor, and I think today you can see how active they are all the way down, come from Malaysia and join. I hope in the future our students from India also can join this kind of webinar. Thanks to all my students, although they have a very ethics schedule. The semester just started, and actually they're all from my human resource management course for this semester. And normally what I do, I want them to expose to international perspective. So thanks to Dr. Frank and Dr. Jarajana, other friends, to allow our students come and join and enjoy from Malaysia to India. I told them this morning, please buy your air ticket. You can fly. So they're already flying now inside, virtually flying. Just take a few seconds, and then now they are so students. Thank you, and also all the participant lecturers, scholars from India. And I would like to thanks to Dr. Ganesan Megabelu, who is also for advisor for this webinar. And because of Dr. Ganesh actually from IPG, Institut Perguruan Malaysia, Ipoh, teachers, Institute of Training Teachers, based in Ipoh, Perak. And I think you couldn't make it for tonight. And so what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to share some experience, sharing. I also learn from all of you. It's only sharing. I'm not teaching you all, because everybody is learn each other. So tonight I'm just going to share a few things with all of you about research and why research based on my own experience, and how I gone through last 26 years, and I'm about to retire soon. Another few years, I think time is nearer to me to to retire and pass on to the young generation. So if you allow me, I share my screen. You can see, let me know. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir, we can see.
See, all right. I don't know whether it can work or not. Is it working? I put the slideshow. Is it working? No,
Yes, sir.
never. I put a slideshow, but it's okay. I can't see you all at this moment because I'm sharing. However, my video is turned on, so you guys see. I'm in the. Actually, it's not my house. Actually, all virtual. All right. So the today I would like to share with all of you, because I trained as industrial relation and human resource scholar. I was trained in the from my degree until the PhD, and of course at the degree level I do very multiple subjects and courses I took during my undergraduate, where I exposed to the economics, development, social sciences, method, and so on, statistic, and also on. So I just, of course, bachelor degree, normally we expose ourselves to many things so that we prepare ourselves for masters, where masters more specialized. So good news, Dino and Dr. Frank, I would like to announce yesterday, one of my, actually she from University of Malaysia, Kelantan, from degree, masters, and now she's doing PhD, very young scholar, Miss Shalini. She followed me from my degree. She got an A, and after that she did MBA, and she got a best A, best student, and now she already start embarking in a PhD. The good news is that various competition organized by one of the university in Indonesia, and about over 1,000 papers submitted, international competition, and only 5 postgraduate students were selected out of 1,000, and all over many countries participate. India, Africa, even Malaysia, we received about 500 papers participate, and all the top university. And finally, with the grace of God, Almighty, Shalini's paper was selected, and I was a co-supervisor. I'm very proud to say that she was selected the best paper number 1, and followed by another 4. And this context, I really very proud to see University of Malaysia, Kelantan is now putting in the world map slowly. So everything can be happen with your humble heart. I think Shalini was very humble heart girl, and she followed me. She and I disseminate all my knowledge to her, and she from degree, our UMK student. And finally, because she followed my full step, and today where she now, and we are also going to publish a book with her very soon. And thank God for this year, I'm producing 3 students, master by research, 1 doctoral student, Dr. Alex, Mr. Fridaus by master by research, and of course MBA Shalini. So I'm very glad to say that how this thing happened because of student effort. We work together as a team. So out of 25 years, my experience, I think I basically, sorry, 1 minute there. It's not like something. Okay, so I think just now, Gino already gone through all my CV, and no need to go through here. My latest book, just about 1 week ago, was released by University of Indonesia. University of Indonesia in Asia is number 10, all over Asia, including number 1 is University of Singapore, followed by University of Malaya. And this, so University of Indonesia just released a new book, edited by me, Dr. Ariana, and Dr. Riani. And I'm very thankful that this book get a lot of attention from the Ministry of Human Resources in Indonesia. Recently, we hand over the book to ILO, and also to the minister and I profile, and I think this book getting, and I think all my students here, they're going to get latest news on this. So I'm still working on this field in different perspective. You can see on the left, I got 2 books. Also my PhD student also, but he is from industry, yeah, one of the DG, Director General, Dr. Sri Raman. He just retired, and his PhD turned book and invited me a co-author. So writing become my part of my life. So that's why I told all my students, carry my book out until your life. So so that you learn, relearn, relearn again. The book's very important for you to get something. So how the book come from? Actually come from research. So the article that we publish in Indonesia is actually selective article from the degree student. Don't underestimate yourself, student for degree. Ms. Shalini won the paper from UMK. Don't underestimate that UMK is a number 20 university, but she's a degree, PPTA, the final year project. That paper actually won the best paper. So don't look down on your research. Everything come from there. So from the degree, masters, and the PhD, we collected, and it become book. And why I put this book in Indonesia, because of that our connectivity, our expanding our knowledge, our experience to other countries. And the same thing happen next year with the God's grace, Almighty grace, me, Dr. Frank, and Dr. Jaya, and also Dr. Ariana from Indonesia. We are planning to publish another book on research method, multiple discipline. And that book is very, very useful for all of you, because all method was discussed, quantitative, qualitative, and multi-method, and from the degree until the PhD. So all of you pray very hard so that our 3 countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, and India, we put in the world map. So that's what I'm trying to do. And in the few months back, I also published a book with my student, Dr. Atrish from Zambia, Africa. So mostly I work close with those students work very, very hard, follow from my degree, surely their life will be changed. So that's why I encourage my students here. Some of you can do your doctorate, so just follow me and I will teach you what you. So these are all the award. In actual fact, tomorrow we have a biggest innovation and research competition in University Malaysia Kelantan, and this innovation actually open to all universities in Malaysia, and it's a big event by Ministry of Higher Education. So we are hosting the event, and suppose I was selected as a judge for this project. Unfortunately, I have another event, also do research, high impact research for the country. I'm going to involved in another big research, minimum wages in the country. So we are going to discuss to do research from Malaysian wide, so that we suggest to the cabinet and cabinet to Prime Minister. So that is more on the national level project. So I'm already done my judging for last thing. So it's very interesting, research is not only. And 3 days ago, I also involved all my students and also from other students. So we just submitted the teaching and learning HRM during the COVID and non-COVID. We just try whether we get a medal or not, but thank God we're able to get a bronze medal. How innovative teaching in the classroom, in my classroom, teaching HRM during the COVID in online. We already proven and already got, and I think thanks God again, UMK and the teaching and learning was putting in the world map. So students, I think most of here, your innovative teaching actually known, and in fact you can go for competition and we won. So I haven't released the competition result, but we already got result. We got a bronze medal because I'm using very new technique during my class, like what I did today. In my classroom, not only just theory, but so what I'm trying to bring actually the research base transform into the practical. That's why very important. So I told you this is Dr. Sri Raman. It's an industry book. I think most of you from India, I think you know Malaysia where it is, and Kelantan is on the east coast. You look at the Peninsular Malaysia, we got Sabah Sarawak, we are east coast, very very close to the beautiful island. We have one of the best island in the world. We call Pulau Perhentian. We are coastal. We are coastal, and our campus are already almost complete, and we are there. So this is where we are, Kelantan East. You can see that 1 hour flight from. So currently I'm in Kuala Lumpur now, in my hometown. And day after tomorrow, I'm going to Port Dickson, near to Negeri Sembilan for this one. So quite busy. This is our campus ongoing. So we are actually entrepreneurship university. Are very much, coming to this university and do a lot of research to connect entrepreneurship and HR and IR. How the entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur, you must know the HR component. You must know IR component because you have to deal with the human. When you become entrepreneur, you come up with your innovative product and you become someone, you need the manpower to run the business. So I think most of you already know in the world, anybody can be prime minister in any country. So I like to thanks to India, especially to your origin. I mean the forefathers now in Britain. Mr. Rizky become the prime minister of United Kingdom. Meaning to say, human resource very, very important. People don't look at the race. People don't look at your religion. People look at who are you, what you contribute to the nation, how good you are. And Mr. Rizky actually get a very, very response, good response from the public. So even British, once a time they're very ego, very centralized and so on, but they still humble themselves and they receive anyone. So that's going to happen in everywhere in the world. You need to be, accept others people talent and so on. So I think the research is very important. So you can see me like I'm look like very young. No, actually no. I already have a grant. I received many grant from World Bank. In fact, even currently we receive a few grants from the Ministry of Human Resources, Higher Education, and Japan, Korea, Europe, and so on. So probably next year I'm going to spend some time in Europe for my extending my research to comparing with some other, because my research on IR, employee participation, well established in European context. So I'm planning now. I'm not sure to get some grant and go there and to do research and coming back to Malaysia and introduce that. So this is what I did in the past. So it's a competitive grant. You must be very good. So that's why the young student in this group don't go only study assignment, go back. That's not your life. Your life is beyond that. So you need to learn from people like me. Come to campus and make appointment and follow me, and I'll teach you everything. So it can be a basic research or a fundamental research. There's a two research very important. Basic research, you just generate the theory, exploratory. Applied research, more to apply. Like what I do tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we're going to have workshop to discuss about applied research, how to get feedback from the people about wages in Malaysia, how it impacted productivity, how it impacted the working environment and the workplace, how it impacted from the cost of living. And we're going to look at it, whether the wages going to stagnant or going to change. So research very important. Without research, you cannot convince employers and employees and the government. Cannot. Okay, you must do research. So the research very, very important. But so as a lecturer, don't forget, research is a part of the component. And publication also part of the component. You publish. That's why until now I keep on publishing. Of course, I'm helping others. I'm helping mostly my students. So I give the way, even though my name is not in the first run. I bring them together. Let's fly together. We are flying everywhere in the world. Let's fly together. So all this I pass to my young student. So it's not that easy to do like that. So selfishness must be put somewhere. You need. So when come to this time, I want to grow many scholars in the field. So, right. So in fact, on top of that, I also examining thesis from qualitative and quantitative. This is what I experienced in my life. So I know what is a quantitative. I know what is a qualitative. I know what is a multi-method. I know the background because I already gone through many theses, not only from Malaysia, also from New Zealand, Australia, even India. I receiving a lot of theses to examine in the field of both qualitative and quantitative. So that's quite impressing. Me, I also been a chairman for the for the PhD thesis examination of masters, and I also producing master and PhD, DBA, and all around. I also producing undergraduate degrees, MBA, Doctor of Business, a PhD, a master. So that's one part, and examining another part to examining the thesis, internal, external examiners, so that I know the standard of the PhD. So it's a well-rounded experience. All this started from when I was young lecturer. I started from the research. I start reading the book. Many students today, to read and to get, they are very reluctant. That's why I give some of my basic books to my students so that you learn how to do research. Most of my book, actually, the student will get, and you will get soon, is actually a research-based book. You learn how to read, and you can learn this and putting back when you're in your workplace. So that's most important part that you should understand. So you see, every scholars, academic scholar, they have their ontology and epistemology and methodology. I believe to study labor, to study industrial relation, to study HR at the workplace, I believe that for me, qualitative approach is very, very important. I like to see the people at the workplace. I like to see people very smile, are they smile? Are they happy? Are they what reaction they give to the workplace? Example, when you join the organization, how long you stay? Just inform all of you, I'm going to celebrate 10 years in University of Malaysia, Kelantan. 1st of January 2022, I told my student, we celebrate. At least we buy small cake and we cut. I'm going to celebrate 10 years in UMK. So although there's limitation, there's so many limitations, doesn't matter. I still stay, I still loyal, I still work. So that is another thing I like qualitative, to study why people stay longer. What is the reason behind? And all this you must capture. Why people resign? Why? What's the reason people like, you look at the school today, all the best teachers, it's actually taking optional retirement when the time comes. So they go. Impact lecturers also will go, all right? So that's another question to be asked, why they do that, so I believe to see people directly, talk to them, and then you use some techniques, then we call interview. Interview means go and talk to them, ask some fundamental question, or observation, just follow them. Some of the research actually, PhD only 1 or 2 respondents. Like example, I want to study about lecturers. I myself already become data. I myself also researcher. Can be done. No problem. Is acceptable. Right? Why you say, hey, why bias? Babala, you also become data. You also become. Now is acceptable in research. That's why we must have a very well-rounded in the method. Don't scope yourself only one method. Wow, I only can do quantitative. That's all. No, actually, you have to well-rounded, and then you follow your epistemology. Where you are. Are you predicting something? Predicting something. Also acceptable, no problem. You predict the scenario. You predict what will happen in the future after post-COVID-19. No problem. You predict the job satisfaction at the workplace. You do the survey, send the questionnaire, and find out. No problem. You still can acceptable. Anything we do is justified. For myself, yes, I want to see the people's feelings, how they feel. Like my student, I'm going to ask my student during the COVID, how they feel. Are they happy or not during the online teaching? I think many will say, no problem, we want to see face-to-face. Someone will say, no problem, we want to say 50%. No problem, we want to see full-time. And many have this kind of feeling. When you come and see me, then you see different things. An example, some student, even 2 years, didn't see me. After that, they say, oh, we want to see you, prof. I want to say, hello, because I was shocked. Some students, they know me. And when I go to the shopping center, they say hi to me, and I don't know where they come from. But at least they say hi to me. That is a morality very important. At least you recognize, you're thankful to your lecturer. And that's very important. So qualitative is something like that. So it come in the very actually in European those days, people like to do people like to see what's the naturalistic setting. So in my case, I'm going to see in the organization what's happening there and interview, and also I got a lot of experience doing this. And now I'm doing about 3-4 research now at the moment. I'm the leader of the research, and I got research from industry. Now to get money from industry is very, very difficult. But I able to get 2 grants, 1 grant from collaboration with the trade union in Sabah, which led by Miss Margaret Chin. She is a Sabah Union Banking Industry president. She's a woman. And I got another research from NEPW, National Union Plantation Workers in Malaysia. So Mr. Wogenes, so we are actually doing a lot of research from industry grant because the money is not very limited. Right? And at the same time, I also involved in a big project, maybe around 500,000 ringgit with the government. It's a top-down project. Top-down project means the government will give the grant. We do, so that one every year we do research. So that also I'm involved in nationally. So quite interesting. Okay. So another thing that how theory, many our students here, very young student, you're in the second year, you just want to explore yourself, research already started. The moment the lecturer give assignment, when I give the assignment, I think you're all given, my student here, this girl already give assignment to choose one HR issue and go and study and come back and present. And that only research. So if you don't have a research skill, you cannot do assignment. You do case study analysis. you have to have this skill base. So these are the model that we developed, me and Dr. Ariana. See, 2007, we come up with first model in Asia. Actually, we are the first one in Asia come up with this employee participation model. We won the best paper. Our paper published in on a top journal in India. In India, so our Indian friends here, they must very proud. We presented this one in New Delhi, in year 2007. We won, and this model actually already acceptable and already put in practice recently in Indonesia. Last week, we saw that the minister awarded all the best company those implemented our model, actually already implemented. So I'm very proud. And I see that I'm telling all my friends, you see, when we started research, 2007, now 2022. Imagine how many years. You can imagine more than 15 years people start implementing. So whatever you do now, people will do later. And this is what I always believe. Research must be done all the time. And you're preparing for the future workforce, future policy, and so on. So very important, those people. So how did this theory will come? Look at the theory, how the model will actually form our research. Comparative video study in Indonesia. Dr. Ariana already collected data in his PhD from Indonesia. I collect data from my PhD. We combine and we write a paper together, comparative study between, and we have similarities between these countries. We both have same mechanism. We compare and we come out and we justify. We are not testing actually. I'm not doing testing, understanding, and testing normally go quantitative. You use survey, but for the for the understanding the theory, and we come out theory from those people on the industry. Like example, we ask the trade union leaders in the country, like in Malaysia, we call MTUC, Malaysian Trade Union Congress. All right, in India, maybe they call another word, but they are president of the trade union. We also asking question from Malaysian Employee Federation. We also asking question from the industry HR manager, HR industrial relation, and also we ask workers, normal, ordinary workers, and professional workers or engineers or whatever. It doesn't matter. We interview everybody, different level of people. Then we come up on this model, and they believe participation is very, very important. The student who are already having a book is very, very important book so that you can apply when you go work in the later part. So that's how. So another model, Professor Basu Sarma. So how I know all this model? I like to read. I like to read journals, letters in the past, whatever. I go back to library, I collect the book, I read until now. Even though I'm quite busy, I still reading, I still updating my knowledge. Sometimes in the night, in the morning, on the train, on the bus, on the aircraft. I just keep on updating my knowledge. But at the same time, I also got life, the work-life balance. I'm not saying totally, I also go for movie and I have a leisure time, go to swimming, everything. So you have everything in one year. So Professor Basu Sarma, also based on research in ASEAN countries, he already predicted cooperative. You can see now our model 2007 that we invented the model through multi-method, qualitative and quantitative. And today you can see that what Professor Basu Sarma was talking earlier, 96, he was talking about this theory. And then we are actually come out 2000. After 10 years, we use Sarma's model. So we're modifying the model based on, and Professor Basu said, once the country become newly industrial, like Malaysia, Indonesia, even India, already become NIE, newly industrialization countries, you must have cooperative accommodating workplace. You cannot conflict, you cannot strike, you cannot fight, you cannot this. You means in the contact, employer, employee, sit on table and discuss. That will only can happen through the active employee participation. So the 3 books that I was mentioned before, actually very good for our student to be a next future leader to understand in the workplace. So how we do all this? Because we are study the past model, past research. There was research in other countries. So when I do my research, not only looking at Malaysia, I also looking worldwide. What's happening in United Kingdom? What's happening in Canada? What's happening in United States of America? What's happening in Australia? What's happening in New Zealand? What's happening in India? What's happening in Korea, Japan? So the literature review I can find from the journal. Gino, you all can follow me now? Still? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Prof. Can.
Can, please, please answer because I cannot see all. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Later in question answer, you can say, okay, so interesting, and suddenly we come to this one. I think everybody knows what is how to do research. So research actually started not PhD, masters, even undergraduate. Even each of the assignment given by lecturer is a research. Don't take it easy. Easy. You take it serious. Go and do. What I mean serious means do some research in the group, in the teamwork. Discuss, enjoy your research. Very nice. Actually, you come up with like freedom is given to you. Example, I gave freedom on the class. You choose any topic that you like to do, discuss, and then come back to me, and we can mobilize. You can harmonize your research. You make yourself interesting. That's why we won the bronze medal. Why? Because you are very creative. Actually, you've done a very good job in the past. I mean, not the current one. In the past, you're very good, very creative. But the creativeness just go like that. We don't like that. We have to expand your study into go for your masters, enjoying doing masters, enjoying doing PhD. Then wow, and then your word will come. Wow, I'm so enjoying. I like to do research. I like to see the people. So I am here to support. I'm a supervisor. I will lead you here and there. So, like example, so like Nishalini, she's doing on masters and PhD, but she didn't forget that research have done in the undergraduate. They call PPTA in a Malaysian context in our university. Final year project, take out, modify, and do well, and then we submit for competition. We won the best paper, 5 best paper. Now they're going to publish in the journal later on, Google Scholar. So the paper will go around the world. So you can see Google Scholar, Scopus, and so on. So this is how that you start your So I don't repeat again. So what the research actually is value for for yourself, and that's why you come to university. University is not place to come and just like school. No, university name itself, you are actually coming to the research world, research place. So research is actually not only activity, just go activity and fun. No, you have to go to library, do some research, come back and do some analysis, work with your team, come back, discuss, and come up. And I want to do the best. I want to get a. I want to do something. Like today, I was judging a case study challenges from various university in Malaysia. I can see the difference. I can see damn difference. How they presented. I can see how they put effort. I can see. To 4 teams, we were 7 teams. The 4 teams very close. I cannot judge which one the best. So wonderful. They presented the product, case study analysis and so on. So all these they do because of teamwork and in the research. So everybody is actually So researching like this, read, write, rinse, repeat. That's what you do. So again, I'm telling all my research scholars, don't make yourself stressful, please. Many people actually don't know how to balance their life between work, family, and the house and the leisure time. You must have leisure time. Like for me, I like to watch movie, whatever. I just go, to relax myself. Sometimes I come to Kuala Lumpur. I will go with my brothers or my students, my friends. Just relax only. I'm not telling you that always you study, and then finally you don't know what to do. Like Kelantan is a beautiful state. You should stay there and enjoy the Kelantan after you go holiday. But what happened? All of you come back home. So you miss out the best part of your research on that. So that's why I said research is very important, but at the same time you need to do that a lot. So I'm not that repeating again. It's actually systematic. You collect data in systematic approach, obtaining, confirm. That's all. New and reliable knowledge. What we do actually, we are taking literature review from other countries. We collect past the resources, what you call citation. We collect and we come up with tentative model, and we put the model there. Then we go to the field work. We go to the interview the company from small, medium industry or big industry. Like in my case, I went to Post Malaysia. I went to the auto industry, and I also went to the steel industry. I talked to the various people. I also went to the national level people like from ministry and so on. Then I gathered data and I write up systematically and obtaining, and I confirm with the model that I proposed, and that's it. And this is a model that come from. So anything that you want to prove, you need to be justified. Don't write emotionally. Nobody will accept. That's why a lot of papers cannot publish in the ISI scope, because too much writing not actually achievable to the ini. So I also try many papers. I publish many papers in journal, and mostly journal look at you how you relate the theory and the finding and what is the next. That's most important. And what method you use, how you collect data. That's very important. So it's very easy. So what I said just now, how people give the research grant, because you need to have experience. Why I get a grant easily, and not say easily, people transfer it on me because my past evidence. Many organizations from outside, inside give the grant because you have the skill. So first of all, it is can start from undergraduate thesis or assignment in your context. Go and look at the literature. Where literature come from? From the books, from the journal. Now it's all online, available, no problem. Google Scholar, you type. Those days, I remember I have to go to library. I have no handphone, even no computer. We just typewriter. So very difficult. We have to go to library, sit down library hours and hours. We go to the shelf, I can find the book with the index, then find, come back, photocopy, and write down and call my friends in the night and discuss. So it's take a lot of time, but eventually the results are wonderful. Today, no. Today, all online. Everything you can, but still people cannot produce. Still people cannot compete the good result. Why? Ask yourself. And then you come out and formulate the question. Example, you take one issue, like example, sexual harassment. All right, everywhere you learn sexual harassment. So you study what is the meaning sexual harassment, how they define from many countries, how different from the legal aspect, how different. Then you get the data, everything, and then you formulate question. Why sexual harassment is a very pertinent issue in the workplace. Example, why? How to solve the sexual harassment, how and why. And that relate to qualitative. Though maybe ask what is the sexual harassment mechanism? What? So you're going to quantitative, or how many cases, how many numbers, then you quantify numbers. So question will reflect you, and then you choose the right design. When your question is how many, what, maybe you go for quantitative because number. If a question why sexual harassment become very common, very common in the workplace. What's happening? Why? So then you open up the question. Why? How to resolve? So you cannot quantify. How to? You have to go and talk to the people, and that's why you need to very master on research method. This is what the webinar that we are talking about. So the webinar is actually related to how to redefine your research problem. Normally, problem must very important. Problem will, I give example. I'm looking at why in Asia people don't participate in giving ideas, giving involved decision-making process, giving views freely. Why people in Asia? Why like that? And that is related to employee participation. Why they cannot participate? But in compared to European countries, like I was in Europe for 3 months in year 2001. As I got a grant from the European University Bocconi, Italy, and also University Malaya. So top 10 sent to Europe. Okay, then I was in Holland and I studied in Shell. Then I studied clearly why in Europe people can participate. Even small children, they can give ideas. Of course, the way they give ideas, there's some norms, morality and respect, but they can speak the idea. Compared to Malaysia, even now, my student in my class, all quiet. And now, I'm talking now. That was 2001. Why they quiet? Why they cannot? But again, the freedom that we give to you don't make use of freedom. You cannot just simply ask questions without any respect. Their way to do, you answer the question. Doesn't matter. But why? And then I come up with a why. And that's a problem. They cannot speak up. They cannot keep quiet. So a lot of things put their heart. They don't say out what they want in the workplace. So a lot of research, a lot of company problem cannot solve. Productivity very low because they have no room for them to speak. So that's my first question. Why employees doesn't want to participate? Why? And then secondly, what are the approach that let them to participate? Then I asked how the employees, especially lower the people, can participate in the classroom. How I make them participate. So one of the reasons I do in my classroom, especially to research, I give them freedom. Go and choose any topic. I never put the issue on myself. No, you can choose any topic. You design, you do poster, you do everything. You come present. So it's a freedom. But is only go on quietness. They never talk to me. So they have to come back, talk to me, and work together. Don't ever do your thing by yourself. A lot of failure, even though a student got 3.5, 3.6, your result very good, but you're failed because you know why? He doesn't engage with your lecturers, with your team members, and then so you have actually failed. And when you go to the organization, you also don't engage with your managers. You only talk bad at the back, but never talk in front of your people and all this. It is very bad attitude. So that's how we need to do research. We done research. 2007, I finished. I know the result because in Asia, values, respect is very important, and people like tend to give ideas. We just stop them. Don't give ideas. So that's why I use so many mechanisms. Although I'm teaching mostly young students all year round since I joined a lecturer, I'm only teaching first year and second year. So I know 25 years of experience how to now, of course, now more challenges, but doesn't matter. Challenges or not challenges, we guide them and go them. So students should be think outside the box. When we're giving some topic, I want to be winner. When we submitted the paper to international competition, we cannot expecting 1,000 papers come from University of Malaya, Multimedia, ITB, from India, from China, from US. So very difficult to compete, but you can do it. So we can do it. We managed to do it, and finally we won the medal. Okay. So research is a logic. Always go to logic. No logic, you cannot do. You cannot do very simple, but logic is very important. So very interesting. You can see theory to observation, deductive and inductive. So deductive is actually more quantitative. You have theory, test the theory. So what inductive testing? Testing. Like example, the car is already ready. You drive the car and test, and come back and tell me, oh, car is very nice, very comfortable. Wow, BMW new. That one testing. But some people know. Some people want to know the car first before they testing. They want to be the car, how the car maker and the customer want to know how the car was making from the beginning. They don't want testing later. So they sit down with the car maker, they see how the car was made. Finally, the car become car, and then they enjoy it because they know the car is a quality. For the people who are doing quantitative, deductive approach, they are more positivism. Positivism means you're predicting, something. Okay, I just finish car, I drive. Okay, I buy like that. So that's a fundamental issue. So that one you don't need to go so detailed. So then I think choices very important. I already introduced you what is epistemology and ontology. So your ontology is a positivism and non-positivism. Positivism means you predict, you test, and then the result come out. Non-positivism is you don't predict, you don't test, but you understand. So you use the theory to understand. In positivism, use theory to test. So you very, very easy in this all my beloved participants, including lecturers, scholars, and also students. Very easy. If you are quantitative people, your mindset is positivism. That's epistemology. So you will use the word testing the theory. Theory cannot be changed. That's why you see when you go and do research under master's or PhD or already done before, and maybe some student very young don't do, they will ask you to prepare chapter 1, 2, 3. So in end of chapter 3, you are already preparing your method that you can, let's say, use quantitative. They want to see your model. Okay, model done. And then now the model testing. How to test? You do survey. Survey, no need to go to see the human being or employee, no need. You just send, even send by online, Google form, whatever, then the result will come up. Then you do analysis and you say, okay, fine. But people in inductive, no, they only put the theory is actually temporary only, okay, tentative only. They don't test the theory. They understand the theory in the example. They have to go to the classroom and they observe. Whereas people from quantitative survey, no need to go to classroom. They just send the questionnaire, student just answer, and then that's it. But that kind of people like me, I have to go to classroom. I have to see how the lecturer teach. I have to see how the student reacting. I see how student giving the ideas, and then that's we call epistemology ontology, positivism and non-positivism. So they should understand that. Don't go in depth, but that's what I'm in the non-positivism. So I believe that the model must be understand through the need. So a lot of my student, I got one Dato' Anafi. He is experienced industry 40 years. His company is also more 20 years. Small companies, and he now writing a thesis about his company and his leadership. So what leadership we choose? Actually coaching. So now Dato not testing, Dato is actually also part of. So he's very well known. Maybe student later I will bring him to our room. Next time we do a face-to class, so Dato will give his experience. How he set up this company, why the company survived from the many turbulence, from the economic crisis until COVID. Nobody laid off the employees, it still keep the people. And that's why we think that is a coaching leadership. He's not only leader, transformative leader, but he's a coach. So we're using qualitative. So you go have to collect data. First, he write about himself. Also can be, no problem, no bias. Then you go ask the employees why they stay in the, then we use the theory of IR. Theory IR, industrial relation, is actually maintaining the industrial harmony between workers and the employers. So why they stay in the company for long term? Maybe industrial relation theory to make them stay there. So we go understand first what they think about harmonies and so on. And we also see the career part from the HR perspective. Many companies know HR, no career part. We only talk about, but you know, by like I said, by theoretically yes, career part, but in reality no. But this company, which Dato Hanafi, his own company, there were very few people, around 50 people, but he already lay out the career part. People can go after 5 years but independent. But what Dato do actually beyond that, he's actually creating entrepreneur. So these employees, they're working with him for 5 years, 10 years, they will go by themselves. They establish their own company. Dato allow them to go. They don't leave because they don't like it. Dato allow them go, you explore your own company. And when they're successful, come back again to the company. So these are the research that we are going to do for useful for UMK. University of Malaysia Kelantan, another word is actually University of Entrepreneurship. Currently, we are number one under university in Malaysia. No university can can claim their entrepreneurship, only us. And of course, it's from government university. This is the government university. The government already give a license to us to recognize the student is an entrepreneurship. So this kind of research, the Talib research, can be useful for students to understand how to make the human resources very interesting. So that is a very important part. Okay, and I just go through. This is just now I was talking to you all what is positivism and non-positivism. Positivism always come in quantitative. You can see on the right hand side, the white color, and the yellow color is called it, which is I think non-positivism. That's me. So here I got the arrow there. In qualitative, we interpret the data, but in the quantitative, we explain the data because we are testing the model. We send the survey, we collect data, and we are explain why this. But in the qualitative, interpret data. Like say, I asked one employee in the workplace, why you never smile for many years? Oh, sir, nobody talk to me. Nobody say hi to me. Nobody say hello to me. Nobody say anything to me. Just work. For example, sometime in my WhatsApp group, I ask my student, hello, how are you? How doing now? Are you okay? Like that. Something, asking them. And same thing, they should ask me also, Probala, are you okay? Have you taken your dinner? Also, so you can see the relationship. And I interpret why they're concerned. Because they're concerned about the boss. I concerned about the employees. So I interpret because they are my employee. As long as they're in my class, they're employee. As long I am there, they are employer. So we work together, all right? And the reward system, like we don't just say, but put in practice. For example, my leaders in the class, I reward them. Okay, reward them because they voluntarily want to be leaders. So I reward them. One way I reward them, I give my book discounted price to them. The restaurant will pay because they are doing something. They're doing a lot of effort. So that's why. So it's more induction, deduction. Deduction, induction, very easy. Induction is actually from data and theory. So we go to the field, we collect. That's what I told you, the data that me and Dr. Ariana. We collect data, we form the theory model. But whereas other people, from the deduction, people already have the theory. They just use theory to test, cannot change. When chapter 1 to 3 finish, you cannot change your theory. You just use to testing. After testing, you might get the data reliable or not reliable. Then there's sometimes testing. We are more meaning, but they are more numbers. Okay, quantitative is more numbers. How many people happy? How many people not happy? All this. But we are meaning. Why people not happy? Why? people happy? Why people feel, disheartened to go to why student disheartened to go to class? Why student feel stressful to go to class? Why? But in the quantitative numbers, how many people stressful? Out of 100, 200, out of 150 people not happy. That's all. And we explain, okay, like that. So here, very in-depth. We don't go for many respondents, like 1,000 and more. In quantitative, we generalize the whole Malaysia. But in qualitative, we just go one small case study. Small case study, while Dato was doing only one case study for his doctorate research. One small company, that's all, but very in-depth, okay? So we are looking at multiple realities, meaning to say, in survey, you only ask only one side. Let's say you ask a student, to what extent student responds to the COVID-19 teaching and learning? Then that's all. We send 200 questionnaires, student answer, come back. Only one way. But in qualitative multiple, we also ask student, we also ask the teachers, lecturers, we also ask the administrative, like a dean, a deputy. So multiple realities. One issue, the issue is, are they enjoy studying during the COVID-19? Or are they enjoying studying post-COVID or before COVID? These are our questions, 3 questions. So we are looking for the multiple realities. The same question we ask the teachers, lecturers, we also ask the student, we also ask the dean, and we also ask the VC. So, multiple realities in one issues. All right. So that's what we call multiple realities. And holistic, we are looking at the one company, like Dato's company is only one company. We look at the holistic view. We are talking to the employees, we're talking to the customer, we're talking to the owner of the company. Is a holistic. Whereas in that, we are just reductionistic means we only focus one respondent, sample. We will go more sampling. We will go, sampling procedure, all right? Non-probability and probability sampling. There are many sampling way of doing things, and we collect data, mass data. You cannot collect 10, in order to generalize, you must go like that. So in qualitative, we develop theory, like what I said to you, and Dr. Arena develop theory after we get data from the fieldwork. Whereas quantitative people test the theory, that's all, testing. They already have. That's why when you do PhD and masters, doing quantitative, I always focus on chapter 1, 2, 3. And the chapter 2, I ask them how you get this model. And they explain from that's why in quantitative, you always talk about variables, independent variables, dependent variables, and other moderating variables. So this variable will exist in quantitative because you have model. The model is like this: how impact independent to dependent variables. In between the two variables, they are moderating variables. In qualitative, we don't care about variable. We don't even say variable. We say factors. We see elements of multiple. Why? Because the question why? And why sexual harassment happening so many in the manufacturing? Why? So why? There are many reasons. But in quantitative, we only put 3 or 4 variables, fundamental variables, and become theory and your test. That's all. Okay. So this is why we develop and test. So this qualitative very tough. So like my PhD, I spent about 3.5 years in Australia in order to. So I spent about almost 1 year in the company. 3 months stay one company. Case A, case B, and case C. So I was staying in Kuala Lumpur, post Malaysia for 3 months, and I moved to the Klang. It's another place from 50 kilometers to Klang. And I also went to the Sabah and Sarawak, stay for 3 months, almost 1 year. It's of course a lot of money, but when I do my research in post Malaysia, I also talking to the CEO of the company. I also go lunch with them, dinner with them. I also talking to the postman on the small shop. When we have, like Malaysia, we call teh tarik. Teh tarik is very common. Like India, they got small tea. You sit on the small tea, you talk to them. Or cleaners. I talk to cleaners. So I go different multiple realities. I talk to the CEO, I talk to the manager, I talk to the ini. So we got, but in quantitative, no need. You just send the questionnaire just to the employee, that's all. And then you get the result. So both method, I didn't say anything wrong or correct. No, it's actually your ontology, your epistemology, why you bring your mindset. I bring mindset on the multiple realities. I want to see understand the theories and so on. So, right. Okay, so I didn't go so much on the any. I think we'll stop here. Um, any questions to be asked? Okay, I pass back to Gino. Gino,
So,
hi Gino, I
dear
pass back to you.
participants, if you have any questions, you can ask. Yes, sir. Dear participants, if you have any questions, you can ask to Dr. Balakrishna Parasuram, sir.
Better ask question rather than no ask question. You understand clearly about positivism, non-positivism, quantitative and qualitative variables, all this? Anyone? So Gino, everybody understand maybe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maybe I will pick up someone here. Dr. Revedi, are you there? Dr. Revedi? Hello, Dr. Revedi? Nobody, they are there or no? Kausalya Kumari, are you there? I don't know whether they are inside the room or they just name only exists. Vishalini, you're there? Probably I asked my student, anyone? Muhammad Aiman, are you there, Aiman? Hello, Aiman?
Prof, can you probably give us an example between inductive and deductive approach? I think it will be very useful for the your second year students as they are going to do the simple publishing.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Katrina. Finally, you asked question. I know you. Okay, thanks for that. This is what I say: employee participation. Our Asian students, Asian people very shy. Okay, doctor. Just example, let's say you are doing on the research on the quantitative. So the title will be like this: what is the impact of job satisfaction on the employee performance? Okay. So you see the impact or the relationship between job satisfaction and employee performance in the manufacturing industry in Malaysia. All right. So that is the basic example. So independent variable actually job satisfaction, and dependent variable is employee performance. What is the impact? What is the relationship? So I mean, when people happy, surely there will be higher performance among the employees in the organization. So that's an example. And why you choose manufacturing? Because manufacturing is a very, very hard kind of job, right? You are working shift morning, night, and evening. So that's why you choose manufacturing, all right? Or maybe you choose the service industry in a hotel, because hotel also something like that. You deal with it. So that's one example. But qualitative, different. You just study about, like, you want to use the inductive, always come with the qualitative. So an exploratory study on the, let's say, what you call leadership, coaching leadership in the small medium industry. That's all. So we are not care for 2 or 3 variables. We are caring for this theory on the what you call coaching leadership and stuff. So how the leadership style was practiced in a small industry. That's all. So we go to the industry, that particular company, small company, let's say the company like what Dato Anafi said, and we interview them, all the employees. And also we interview the leader of the companies, managers and employee. Then we get a feedback and write down. So you must go to that workplace. Then only you can collect data. But the first one, the quantitative, you don't need. You just always quantitative. When you do study like independent variable, or maybe high level like masters or PhD, you put another extra variable, moderating or mediating variable, in order you make your model better. Then you use survey. Survey means you don't need to go to the company A or B, no need. You just send the question to manufacturing companies in Malaysia by Google form. You don't need to go and sit with them, no need. You don't need to do that. You send the questionnaire, and the questionnaire always come like Likert style. Huh? Example, I'm happy, not happy, or extremely happy, whatever the Likert style. You just tick, and the respondent never give any response. They only tick only. They don't talk to you. But when you look at the inductive, and there's no variable control, you go to the company A, you talk to them, you interview them. That's why the word interview, holistic, talk to them, and you see the company A, where is the office actually, where is the HR office, where is accounting, where is the factory. You take the photo, you talk to them, you observe them every day. You go and see different things. Huh? Like what I did, I have to go to the company 8 to 5. But if I do quantitative, the same study, maybe I study about the impact of employee participation on the job commitment among the postal industry, example, or maybe telecom industry. I no need to come from Australia and doctor to Malaysia. No need. I can stay in Australia. I just send the questionnaire by post or by Google form. They will answer. They send back to me, and automatically system will do everything finished. I say this model acceptable. And why acceptable? I need to have a hypothesis. So if you look at deductive, always come in the numbers. Then you want to test the theory, then you must have hypothesis. So hypothetical question can be accepted or non-accepted. Then you say this model is actually valid, reliable in order to answer the question on the impact of employee participation on commitment. They are very committed because they are actively involved, participate in the company. That's why they're very committed. If they're less committed and the data will give something else, then you have to put in another variable or whatever variable. But in qualitative, no. Qualitative, we sit on the company meeting, and like example myself, I go company A, I will attend the meeting. I will very passive. I didn't do anything, sit down, and I look at the employee whether they speak or not. I take note. Sometimes employees speak zero, like just now I'm asking question. I can see that why people don't voice out, why people don't ask question. Like Dr. Katerina, you may train in Europe. So European, I know Dr. Katerina, I stay in Europe many years. I also trained by Australian my school. So they are different. They will ask question. So that's why Dr. Katerina don't feel anything. As long as you feel that you ask question. Whereas Asian people, they feel shy. Shy. Oh, if I ask, I may wrong. People will penalize me. People do me. I better keep quiet. But that's no good, because you are making yourself not improving. So these are the issue that we can find in this classroom. Although I can make a conclusion, because if ask first question, second question, no answer, then I can make some kind of justification somewhere. So I think Dr. Katerina, maybe I want to ask you your experience in European, how people reacting in that context when you study in the school or university, Dr. Katerina, compared to Asian.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Prof. I'm still in Europe, actually.
Yeah. Oh, you're in Europe now?
Yes.
Oh, when are you coming back?
Italy. And I am agree. First of all, I always follow the rule. There is no dumb question in terms when you want to learn something, and you can ask whatever is necessary for you and clarify for your knowledge. And interaction, yes, interaction is very common. So guys, please feel free to interact if you feel like, or if you have any questions. Don't think about that, or maybe it's a silly question, or maybe it's not necessary question. Anyway, if you need your question for your clarification, there is not such a definition as a silly question or something like that.
Yeah, I understand. So that's why research actually very, very interesting, So when you do research, then you can see the impact to how to improve the policy. So the policy only come if you can show evidence-based on the research, either quantitative and qualitative. So normally we do both, okay? We do both qualitative and quantitative in order to get strong feedback to change the policy. Example, when we do impact studies on minimum wage in the country, that we're going to do very soon, we're going to start every 2 years we do research. So when we finish research, we present it to all the panels between employer and employees or whoever coming, they will see the result. And the result that we present to them on the quantitative or qualitative result and accept. They will accept. If not, no research, you just talk by emotion, people won't accept anything on that. So research very important. That's why whatever method you use doesn't matter. Either qualitative, either quantitative is okay. But you need to learn both. Many people only stop themselves, just study quantitative only. They say, oh, qualitative not important. No, it's not like that. So even for undergraduate, you need to study both. And then when you want to do research, you yourself know where you want to stand yourself. So I think basically that is important. Anyway, thanks Dr. Katrina. And I think I pass back to Gino. Actually, Dr. Gino and Katrina, I'm not feeling well because I just back from overseas like you. I also been to overseas, Dr. Katrina. I think the weather and all these changes, after 2 years, I never been to overseas and I just back for first time. But actually a nice place. I mean, there's a nice island, beautiful island. But anyway, Gino, I'd like to thanks again one more time to Dr. Frank, Dr. Gina, and all my friends here. Actually, Dr. Katrina, all the best for you. I know you are very super lecturer. I hope to see you in Kuala Lumpur. I really want to see you, have coffee with you.
I'll be coming back.
Yeah, let me know. Now no COVID, and I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Gino, can I pass to you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your very informative session.